I'm a bit concerned as a taxpayer that for 14 years we funded the Maryland State Police to run a program that, for lack of a better word, was BS.
No one can justify the continued requirement that these spent casings be sent in with the purchase of each new firearm that's sold in Maryland.
The program simply does not meet expectations and does not aid in the mission statement of the Department of State Police. This is 10 years ago.
I feel absolutely violated that I've had to jump through hoops, and certain manufacturers of firearms and different equipment have not been able to sell in Maryland because of a law that's not enforced and not even able to be enforced because Maryland doesn't possess the equipment to do it.
The machine was sold in 2010. The machine was sold in 2010, in case you didn't hear me.
Wouldn't you be angered if someone said, I'm going to put a new roof on your house, charge you $10,000, and you walk outside and it's the same old roof?
As you know, Maryland's the only state that has this requirement. And as you've heard, the technology has not solved a single crime.
A high percentage of the guns used in crimes are transported illegally from other states to here. They're not the guns we're collecting cases on and trying to put in a database.
When this bill was first considered in 2000, the gun rights advocates showed you clear documentation and a white paper that proved the system didn't work. The gun control supporters told you it did. History has shown to all of us, we told you the truth. So here we are 14 years later, millions of dollars down the tube. We haven't done anything as far as crime solving. It was defunded in 2006 and we've been collecting tons of shell casings ever since. If we still had the machine, and that's nebulous because when I asked the Maryland State Police, they said, well, we're not sure we still have it. Well, if they can't find the machine, how are they going to find a shell casing?
Where's the accountability?
This is absurd. I've seen some crazy things in Annapolis the past 2 years, and this is probably one of the most aggravating things I've seen.
It's costly, it's complex, it's ineffective, and in addition to that, it's burdensome on MSP, it's burdensome on licensed firearms dealers, and it's burdensome on the public.
It's not an effective tool to fight crime, and the same conclusion has been reached by New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, who repealed a law 2 years ago that was similar to this. In 2008, the National Research Council concluded the same thing.
I hate to do it, but I'm asking the Maryland legislature to follow California.
3 years ago, New York repealed their law. New York said, it is the conclusion of the two studies by the California Department of Justice conducted 2 years ago and the 2004 study conducted by the Maryland State Police that the ballistic database system in these states are a waste of time, money, and manpower. The Maryland report cited COBIS to produce a single hit on a gun crime as a complete failure of the system.
Is this just a welfare fund for the Maryland State Police?
This town has undertaken every underhanded scheme to keep firearms out of the hands of the people behind me. Please knock it off.
It has simply failed in the mission and vision concepts originally established for the program. Fiscal resources for the Maryland IBSI system program would well be spent in other forensic science division programs. And this is from the report from 10 years ago. I have no idea why this law is still on the books.
And I'd like to ask that the rest of my time gets devoted to the opposition.
But it's time to let go. It's time to admit our mistakes. It's time to admit that the gun rights groups told you the truth. The gun control people misled you.
I think that's a crime. That's stealing. That's fraud.